So Jake, what happened after that? You ended up graduating. Good on you. You crushed it. You got that piece of paper. But what happened after that?
So I almost didn't graduate because I had so many demerits. I basically graduated with like 370 demerits. One of my football players threw away 150. So I had a letter in my jacket pretty much the last year and a half I was in school. If I got in trouble for anything, they won't kick me out. So I went to the SEAL board. I was the first African American that was qualified in 5 years, Naval Academy. I thought for sure I was going to get it. They ain't give me a billet. So I didn't eat for 3 weeks. I came up with a new plan, right? You can't write 1,000-word essay. You better come up with a new plan to figure out how to do it.
3 week fast, Jake?
Huh?
No eating for 3 weeks?
Yeah, dude, I lost like 35 pounds, man. I was pissed, bro. Like straight up, Jason, like I was mad because I crushed the screener. Like I finished second in the screener. Like I was in wrestling shape. Like I dominated the screener. I dominated everybody out there. And for them not to give me a billet, like I just felt like it was garbage, right? Like I'm gonna be graduating from the Naval Academy, but that's fine because I'll go drive ships. So I ended up picking the worst ship in the Navy, and I did a qualification that normally takes 18 to 24 months. I did it in 4 months, and then I got picked up on the first board. There's a bunch of stuff in between that story. I had to do a whole bunch of stuff to make that happen. It was really a full 18-month plan that I put together in them 3 weeks that I wasn't eating. But like, don't give me a loss because I'm gonna figure out how to get you.
Right.
So
right. So
that's what happened.
So Jake, you say the worst ship in the Navy. What's that ship?
Woo! That's the USS Merrimack, man.
That's a submarine?
No. But hey, let me tell you something. You talking about down Periscope,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Dog, exact same ship. So my ship, my chief had 9 DUIs. So the E7 in my division had 9 DUIs.
9 DUIs.
9 DUIs.
Every officer how is he still walking?
Yep. Every officer on my ship had been fired except the CO and the XO and the junior officers. Okay. So like I picked it on purpose. I knew it was like, I'm like, look, I can go here and shine all day. And so I did. Like I got on that ship. I hit it super motivated. I started banging out the qualifications. I worked 7 days a week. I worked 18 hours a day, 19 hours a day, 20 hours a day. Got all my qualifications signed off. We went on deployment and I killed it. And then I got my SWO pin in right at a year. So right after a year after I graduated, I was the first person in my class to get their SWO pin by like 9 months.
And that's surface warfare officer for
the surface
out there,
warfare
right?
officer. So you had to get qualified in the current job you have before you can transfer out.
What's a SWO, Jake?
Ship driver. So like I was the guy driving the ship. So I had a division on my ship. I tell everybody like the best leadership I could have ever experienced. It really helped me in the SEAL teams. I went from leading half of my division, got tricked into being on the ship in the Navy. I had a girl in my division with a master's degree in education. She thought she was going to get to teach in the Navy. Oh. I got her running a chip and hammer. You know what I'm saying? And so like I learned like real motivation, real servant leadership. And then we killed it, man. Like I learned so much great leadership on that ship. Like I've been using it ever since.
So Jake, what led you into the SEAL teams?
I mean, it was all the plan, right? Like it was all the plan. So I got picked up. I went wrestled for the All Navy wrestling team. Was in world-class shape. World-class. I weighed like 185. Like I was in great shape. And then I came back to my ship and I was hoping they would let me go to Buds then. But then my captain was like, nah, you ain't going nowhere. And so in the Navy, like when you lateral transfer, they make you the last. I was the number 1 officer on the ship for the first year and a half. And then I got picked up for SEALs and then they put me at the bottom.
Well, right. Well, you were an asset to your team. And for our listeners out there, if you're currently in the military and you're a top performer, top PT, you're disciplined, you're reliable, first guy to work, last person to leave, they're not going to want to lose you. And you are at their mercy to sign your paperwork. So is that kind of what you were dealing with there, Jake?
Yeah, and it's crazy because everybody hates the SEALs in the Navy for the most part because they get all the glamour, right? They look at it like a glamour job. And it's the hardest job in the Navy, you know, the hardest physical job in the Navy. And so it's crazy because like they started hammering me on the ship, and I was just like, come on, man. Like I'm a at the time I was an ensign and I was CDO qualified. So when the captain was off the ship, if I was the CDO, I was the captain of the ship. Normally an 03 job, and I was an 01. Okay. And I had two 03s standing under instruction under me because she wouldn't let them be CDOs. Like that was my responsibility. Like I was killing it. And she ranked me last. So it was crazy. At the end, they tried to give me a really bad fit rep that would have kept me from going SEALs. But we talk about mentorship, right? I went to my mentor. My mentor made some phone calls. Someone came to the ship, tightened her up, and I got my fit rep, and I went to Buds.
Oh, praise God, man. You got the blessing. So it happened pretty quick. Everything kind of lined up for you. And then before you know it, you end up at Buds. So tell us about that.
Know, Buds was bad, man. I tell everybody, so that summer they had graduated a class of 89 people. And so I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to Buds out of shape because it seems like it's getting easy. And I took 2 months of leave to train to go to Buds, but I was in Norfolk in the winter, like October, and it was raining and it was cold. And I was just like, you know what? I went for a run one day and I was like, oh man. And the pool was a short pool in Valleys, like a little like 19-yard pool or whatever it was. And it was like an hour to drive over to Norfolk to go to the pool. So like, it was like Monday didn't go well. Tuesday didn't go well. Wednesday didn't go well. So I called Margaret, who's the community manager. I said, hey, Margaret, am I allowed to go to Buds now? She's like, well, I thought you were going to train for 2 months. I said, yeah, that ain't working out. She's like, yeah, all you got to do is show up at Buds and check in. So I was staying at my guy's house, and I didn't have a lot. I just threw it in the back of my pickup truck, you know, made the run out to San Diego from Virginia Beach, showed up, got there on like a Saturday.
Back on the West Coast.
Checked in. And about the only good thing I did was come off the East Coast. So when I had to wake up at 3 a.m, it was really like waking up at 6.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, yo, it was a street fight from day one, man. I barely finished the 4-mile time run the first week. I ran a 38:50 4-mile time run.
And Jake, if I remember correctly, this is Bud's class 217.
Yeah, so we were in ramp up. They used to call it ramp up, the like 2 months before Bud. So I got there like probably middle of October, late October. So November and December, I was in ramp up. And then, you know, it was just crazy, man. Like I had to run. So we running, you know, whatever we're running in a day, 14 miles, swimming a couple miles a day. And then I got to run speed work at night. Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights, I was running speed work because I was just so out of shape. And then, you know, it's one of the things that I tell all my guys. I don't know how your training pipeline is, but I'm sure it's a lot of the same. Like no one goes there and gets faster. Like the volume is too high. You're not training to be an elite athlete. You're training to be the world's best endurance dude. And so like getting faster at Buds is impossible. You get slower. And so I went in there slow and then had to grind out just these night runs to work on my speed. I was doing time trees at night because if I didn't, like I would have never made it.